Hi guys, Nanay here. So today we are finally making taho. Now for my non-Filipino friends, taho is a very popular Filipino street food snack. So it's like a custody dessert made with silken tofu, sugar syrup, which is also called arnibal, and typically sago. Now for years and years I always thought this is one of the healthiest dessert growing up in the Philippines, but now taking into account the added sugar syrup and then the sago, which is very high in carbohydrates, then you know, but because it's very nice, then we can just keep fooling ourselves that it's actually very healthy. Well, it's kind of healthy, I suppose, if you compare it to what McDonald's breakfast. So anyway, so let's get started. So let me just talk about this quickly, you guys. So typically we normally use sago when it comes to taho. Now today I am using tapioca pearls. Now I know most of you guys know that although they kind of behave the same and they have the same characteristics, in which, you know, both sago and tapioca pearls you need to boil in water until they become soft and gelatinous, that they are actually derived from two different plants. Like sago is extracted from the pith of the sago palm, which I don't know what it looks like. I haven't seen one. And while tapioca pearls are extracted, you know, like starch extracted from the cassava plant, which is a type of root vegetable. Now I think when it comes to taho, or like the very famous milk bubble tea, then it's okay for you to swap both, but there are also other dishes that you can't just swap. Anyway, I am talking too much again, so let us get started. So I've got here a pan and I'm just gonna put some water on it. Now this is actually a very easy dessert. My only issue with this is that it can be very long. Like, more than anything, I think patience is your worst enemy when it comes to this type of dessert. For example, sago, you normally have to boil it for like between 30 to an hour, you know, depending on the size. So if you're using sago and you're gonna use the big one, then be prepared to boil it for say an hour or something. Now I don't know, I haven't used this before, but actually this tapioca pearl says ready in 5 minutes. So if you can find something in your local Asian supermarket that says, you know, a quicker time, then all the better. So again, if you're using the normal sago or the normal tapioca pearls, then you know, just boil it until they are soft all the way through, and I think most of them sort of floats on top of the water, so you'll know that they're ready. So I've got there about 2 to 3 cups of water. So if I just add, say, half, then I'll save the half for another recipe. So I changed my mind, guys, and I'm just putting the whole thing in there, because later on I might make some matcha bubble tea. Yeah, so that was, in total, that was 250 grams. We will not use all of it, but you know, you can always save the rest and put it in the fridge, and then say if you want the hot tomorrow, then it's already there, ready for you. So as I said, you'll know it when it's ready because they will kind of float on top. So from this point on, you just take some of the water out, you guys. Be very careful. So I took some of the water out, probably leaving like half a cup in there. And then I'm gonna add 2 to 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. And then just give it a stir, and that kind of helps sweeten it up and hopefully thicken it a little bit. Yeah, so you just boil it for an additional 2 to 3 minutes. Maybe I'll add a little bit more. There you go. Okay, so after 2 to 3 minutes, you guys, I'm hoping that it would have absorbed some of the sweetness from the brown sugar, and also it kind of thickened up a little bit. So from this point on, you can now keep that in the fridge if you want to use it like the next day, or if you're not going to make the hot straight away. But it's always good to cook this way in advance, because as I said, it's always handy just to have that in the fridge. So put that on one side, and then we can now cook our arnibal. Now basically arnibal is just a very simple sugar syrup. One second. So for the sugar syrup, guys, you just need, say, half a cup of water, and then your brown sugar just needs to double that. So for half a cup of water, you need a cup of brown sugar, and then that's it. Okay, so just stir it every now and then until it turns very syrupy and a little bit thick. So right now, just let that boil. Oh, I nearly forgot. You can also add vanilla on your arnibal. So say that's about a teaspoon of vanilla. I know some people like pandan flavoring, so you know, you can use that as well if you want. So I'll just let that simmer. Say simmer it for 5 to 8 minutes, just until it's nice and a little bit thick. Okay. While our sugar syrup or our arnibal is simmering, you guys, I've got here 340 grams of silken soft tofu. Now with this, you can't really use the firm tofu because that will just be horrible. Trust me, I've been there, I tried it, and it's not nice. So it needs to be silken tofu, and I've got a steamer there ready, you guys. So we will steam our tofu. I don't recommend, I know some people eat it raw, but you know, just to avoid any tummy problems, you know, then I think it's safer and it's best if you at least steam it for at least 10 minutes. Oh dear. Okay, so there's my silken tofu. I'm just gonna put it in the steamer and then steam it. Okay, so we have finally come to my favorite part of this video, and that is building our taho and then eating. So there's the tapioca pearls that we boiled earlier. There's our arnibal, or the sugar syrup, and there's our freshly steamed silken tofu. Okay, so it's a no-brainer, guys. You build it how you want it. I just want to show you so we can show the finished product. So I'll put some tapioca at the bottom, a little bit of sugar syrup, and then thinly slice, or like thinly scoop your silken tofu, and then repeat. So that's basically it. So I think a packet of tofu will be good for 2 to 3 people. Nothing more, unless you don't like the hot that much. Okay, let's do our last layer. I like a lot of sugar syrup on mine. I always ask the hot vendor before to give me extra arnibal. This is so good. I think that is it. Some more sugar syrup. And then just top it with more tapioca or sago on top.